Making this video here a couple of weeks after this has been done because I tried my first conversion, didn't work out. I went away on my week's holiday. I have 2 weeks holidays at work. Went away on my 2 weeks holidays at work, and I went round the Antrim Causeway coast for 8-9 days. Had to come back to my local dentist. I had an appointment made for 3 months ago. Couldn't get it changed, so I had to come back for the dentist on the Tuesday. I had a prescription to pick up my doctor on the Thursday. So that gave me then the Tuesday, Wednesday and Thursday to convert this car that I could go away on holiday. So like the blackout blinds, I cut the blackout blinds. You see there I keep the blackout blind inside the door now. So that blind belongs to that window. I keep the wee magnets in place all around. The wee magnets are sitting there. So put blind up, click on. There's the wee magnets there. So I'll pull the blind out, just click it on. So it's a lot quicker. I've altered this since my holidays. I've changed this again. So in the holidays, this board was sitting further out. But I took my uncle up to Lisson House last week and had to put the back seat in. Couldn't get the back seat in with the board where it was. I want my bed an extra 2 inches longer. So I moved the board back to 2 inches. Now I can get the seats in and start does this job. This is the original bed I made for Luna. That would pull out and then the wee following one would go on. So that was Luna's original wee bed there, because she lies in mine anyway, like. But what happened then one night, Luna's wee paw went down in between and she was not happy. First night to lay there, everything was grand. She wasn't going to fall off because of the toilet sitting here. She wasn't going to fall off, everything was grand the first night. But after that then, I thought, nah. So what I come up with now, I found that when I was in the single bed, this is only 22 inches wide, but it's wider again for your elbows and stuff. But I had a double duvet and I was spreading my leg over the gear stick and all. You know when you like to spread your legs and all out. So the idea came up with the first night Luna slept here, no problem. Second night her wee paw went down, she's a wee bit iffy about it. So what I'm going to do now is I can still put that like that. So if I'm lying with my head that end, I can spread my leg out if I want to. But I'm going to put Luna on the driver's seat. And she slept there the second night that we were away. Or the third night. She slept there the third night. And I had to put cushions. I took extra pillows and all. I put extra pillows in between and stuff. But I'm going to get a piece of plywood so it runs along and runs level. So, because that can't be comfortable, all these out bucket seats for her, like. So I want her to have a nice smooth surface. The gear stick's a bit in the way, that's the only thing. As long as she misses the gear stick, she has between the door and over there. So that's the project I have to do now before next weekend. I'm going to the air show next weekend. Have to get that done. So I'm just going to put this on the wee bit. The idea of putting the tile underneath wasn't working out. The floors are too many different heights in this here. But it worked better in the other car. It's all different heights of floors. It just wasn't working out the height. We left the seat far too high. It had been hitting the roof. The bicycle light worked out well. I had that in the caravan. She comes off and all, like. So the bicycle light is a big success. The advantage of the bicycle light, USB, but if you want to see what's on the floor, but don't want people looking in at you, the first click's a red light. And I used that in the caravan, so I need to get another one for the caravan. And if you want to see what you're doing, then double click and you got your white light. 2 different brightens of white light. You will still need a light to look underneath and stuff. And I need to get a compartment to hold bits and pieces. And so I haven't slept in this since I made it 2 inches longer. That'll be this weekend. But we're getting there, The toilet just has to sit somewhere like. And then think, if this all works out, I might put a new piece of wood there and I actually have the toilet so it slots into the bit. Another problem I had too was I thought at the start I would have the duvet all sitting in the front seat. That's why the front seat had to come out. Very handy having the duvet and all there at the back. You can reach some rummage around, but I need to get storage compartments. So the leg of the food and all would be behind this wee hatch where I want it. But I need somewhere where the duvet and all can squeeze in stuff as well, separately. The cool box. I put the duvet around the cool box and that helps keep the things cool. So I didn't use any electricity at all, any 12 volts for the cool box. Although the 12 volt, it is a 12 volt cool box, I didn't plug it in. And the block of ice stayed in it the whole time, didn't melt. So if a couple of wee bags to sort that out, better work out handier. And a few other things I've been working on, like how to cook beans and all. I'm making wee videos on them. But I need a wee place just for compartments. Somebody leave me toys, somebody leave me bits and bobs and all that. I was thinking of one of them things hangs the back of the seat, but I didn't like the look of them. And that's the only place I have to hang my wet coat as well. Should I have a wet coat? So it's still a work in progress, but the thing is, it's livable now. I can go in it. I can go to the toilet in it. Lithium battery can still move around wherever. So it is working. So a few more tweaks, a few more storage spaces and all. And if I do decide you don't want the time, get the diesel heater going. I put that in there, took the diesel heater thing off because I had diesel in here as well. So this works better for diesel. So if Luna stays there, it means I can use the toilet at night time. There's plenty of room for me to rummage around here. Yeah, Luna's barking now. She wants fed now. I need to go and feed her. All we need, another thing too, this box hasn't worked out right. I use that box for the things I need. I need to get the lid off it. Too much hassle, because as it is now, I can reach for stuff now only for the lid. The thing has to come out completely. So I thought if I got two smaller square boxes, the stuff that really needs can go at the back, and the things that I need most will go at the front. So I'm going to get two wee square boxes from there to do that job, and that'll sort that out. As it is now, inverters and all just move around, so I'll have to sort that out so it doesn't move around. But in the meantime, it's workable. I'm bending this bar now for my partial shelf. I tried this. This is the offcut. So I've cut this conduit metal I got when I used to work in my old job years ago. Cut the size. I need a thinner, but I'm just noticing that before you do, both ends have to match up, so that has to be dead straight there before I bend the other one, and because if I don't, it won't fit the partial shelf. You'll see now in a minute. So she needs to go a wee bit over this side a bit, get it dead on. I don't see my chair's not too tidy. Whenever I go to the far end, it's very hard to get it dead straight, so I'm going to use a pair of pliers to get it exactly right. I can do it by eye, so it's going to be hard, you know. It's a bit hit and miss. That might be as straight as I'm going to get it now. So I'll tell you what I used to bend it. It's in the vise. I haven't got the strength to bend that, but if you use a car brace, it's an old trick, or a spanner, put it over, and then it gives you more leverage. But I do, you need two hands. Everything I do, you need two hands. But get the idea, I guess, here now. It gives you more leverage, and then the bar bends in. Couple of goes, and the bar ends up in oval shape. That should do it there. So there's the way the board wasn't before. That was for the old car, and I tied in here onto the straps to hold it back. But I want this board to sit further back, so I can have room for the back seats if I have to put them in. So with this bar here now and the partial shelf, it just slots into place. I'll take away this batten here, and then I'll put that board onto that using tie clips, reusable tie clips. So it's dead easy to put it off and on. Then I'm going to run another bar down the bottom between them anchor hooks and do the same in the bottom. And that means then I want to put the seat back in. I'm taking my uncle away tomorrow. The seat can go in now easy enough, but that board needs to go further back. It leaves me more room. I need my bed and all 2 inches longer, so that gives me an all 2. I made the bed too long to begin with, so that gives me an extra 2 inches onto the bed. What I need this board vertical, because it's too hard to get the freezer box open and closed, and I'll sort that out as well. Here are the changes I've made now. I put on the conduct, the electrical conduct, and the partial shelf joints. These are cable ties. I've got the ones with the wee buttons on them, so you just push the wee button to release them. You reuse them cable ties. Still have the bed frame coming through here. The inside now, I put on this bar here along the bottom. It's a bit of an old bed, but it's inside the anchor points. That's the anchor points in the car, so each side. So it's handling getting it in, a bit handling getting it out. More of these cable ties in the bottom, so 6 cable ties holding it. Because that's sitting back now, I can really put the chair in place and still keep that in place and still keep the bed in place. It's lengthened the bed now by an odd 2 inches, was what I needed. Bed just needs about 2 inches longer. I might just put on a wee bit of wood, the gap there in the bottom. I might put a wee bit of wood to help take the weight of that bed, instead of putting it all on these bars. But that should be needed now, like extra 2 inches, so I'm bringing that mattress down a wee bit. Might have to move. You know the weird thing? This is the weird thing here. You see my FM radio here? I find this hard to believe. It's something to do with science. That radio sits on there at that angle. It's not held down, it's held at that angle. You see, if I slam my brakes on, that radio does not fall off that shelf. Carbon monoxide detector sat there. I had this in the old car, you see. And then this wee door here was originally so I could see to hook up my caravan. But it also worked as a wee table. But this bed's a bit higher than it was in the old car. So in theory, if I did it again, I still could do it. I could shorten that door down slightly there. And it's just something to pull down and put your wee cup of tea on if you're sitting there. But I want to put a folding table down here. So I do. So I can put the laptop and things on. So I'm sitting there, I can work at this stuff. So I want a folding table. So I get this chair in now and see what space is available. So that was the heater off the old car. I might move that over to the far side or something else. I don't know where it's going to go. But the heater's another job. Well, I have the heater there. It's just the problem I have with the old car was diesel fumes. Nobody ever tells you that on YouTube. Diesel evaporates and you get the smell of diesel in your car. So when I'm looking at that there now, that side needs to go up very slightly with them cable ties. So I might put a wee bit of wood underneath there to help support that and raise it up. But it's settled into place anyway. The cable ties are sort of sell out. Them bars are sort of sell out. So settle down. I'm not even 100% sure if them tie backs or tie downs are exactly the same height at each side. So I'll give it a quick hoover now. Like I'm not going to spend too long hoovering because I'll be screwing at it again. It's handy getting sawdust off. So I'll give it a 5-minute hoover and get this car seat in for tomorrow from my uncle. The car seat with me going. I'm not see long it takes. But them was brilliant cable ties. I got them in little. They've got the wee button on them. So you use them over and over. I'm trying to experiment out here in my kitchen as far as car camping goes. One of them is the chip pan takes 30 minutes to do, 25 minutes to do chips. I can do 2 portions of chips a day. So I thought, well, if I use these wee mini ones, would it do the mini ones quicker? And if it didn't quicker, then it would be handier. But I put the wee mini chips in, it folds the basket up 500 grams completely. Don't think it's going to work. It's not going to do it any quicker. Second idea was cooking beans. I eat a half a ton of beans, Tesco beans, Sainsbury's beans. So what I was thinking, when beans is cooked, when they cook beans in the factory, they put in the tin raw, and they cook them with boiling water. So I was thinking, I don't want to clean a frying pan in the caravan, like, or in the car camping. So I put exactly 1 litre of water in this container. Bear in mind, this wee container is the wee container I'm going to use for my sink in the car. So my dirty dishes will be washed out, so I need hot water for dishes. So if I put 1 litre of boiling water, now I could put 2 litres in, but starting off with 1 litre, it's why hard getting water car camping, like 1 litre of water. I have put the beans in there. Bear in mind that air expands. The beans are floating in there. And I reckon if it takes 20, I'll find out now. If it takes 25 minutes to cook my chips, if the beans is in there 25 minutes, okay, it's going to lose heat. But as long as it's warm enough to eat along with the chips, that should be a success. So I'm putting these in a dinner plate today. I'm leaving that in there. Now I don't want to put them on a pan on a stove because I don't want steam all over the car. So I want it sealed like this. So I'm trying this out to see how it goes. But I don't think the chips are going to be a success. I bought a couple of varieties of chips. I have my normal ones. I bought these wee mini ones. Can't see them working. And I've got crinkle cut ones, but I've funny feeling if I use the big beef feeder ones, the big thick ones, and I'd probably cook them quicker, believe it or not. There's less surface area. Them ones are 7% fat. I normally eat ones at 4% fat, 5% most. So I thought well, maybe even the fat would take less heat to crispen up. It's in there now 20 minutes. So 25 minutes is equal to the time I normally take, so it's not any shorter. Here's the chips here now. So I wouldn't buy the chips again. That's not much, look, they're partly brown the bottom. So I wouldn't buy the chips again. That's not going to work. The beans, oh, I don't know what them's going to be like to eat there. Might put them in the big fry. The moment of truth now with the beans. I'm going to bring the beans out. How do I test the beans without sticking my finger in, like? Suppose, oh, look at that there, look. The beans are steaming. The beans are steaming. Now, I'll be honest with you, I'm not going to do the saying that the sauce is not very thick. We see there's nothing to boil off, you see. Well, I'll test them now. The beans was warm. The beans was warm. I'm going to put them in big fryer. I can't eat them. I'm going to put them in big fryer for 5 minutes. Get them finished off. They do not cook on that, but the beans are a success. So what I'll do, I'll put the beans back in this water again for another couple of minutes while I cook these in the big fryer. The wee mini chips do not work. My big house fryer, there's far more space, you see. The wee one is a lot smaller, easier to portable. This big one here is 1700 watts. 1700 watts, that big one. So that wee one there is only 900. Trying to make a quick and easy bed for Luna. I'll lie on my head up there, so we'll feet down below, and I want Luna to lie beside me. That's how I would lie in the bed in my house. So by the time I get a wee foam mattress put in that. So I got a piece of plywood, because plywood is strong and light. The gear stick might have to be in reverse or first gear, so that was all the hole. Allow the gear stick to move a wee bit. But the problem I had then was, let me see this. The seat's not flat, and the board will rock down. The board will rock down during the night, but actually both frames not too complicated, because I need to be able to store this board away the rest of the time. I should be able to shove it in the door on the far side. So what I came up with was, this is off Venetian blind. Normally the plastic, it's a wee wooden one. Put a washer on top, drill the wee hole there now. I can plug one of them split pins or R pins through that. So if I get an R pin, that can sit on the floor. The simpler the better. See how she pokes up through there now? And you put your wee pin through. She's on the rubber mat. And the way that works then, because the door's closed, it can't move side to side. And the more weight you put in that, I ain't going to go anywhere. There's a bit of flex over there, but that doesn't matter because she's sitting on the frame. So I reckon that they'll do it. Now, I'm going to cut it a wee bit shorter. I cut it a bit on the long side just to make sure, because it's how you're supposed to measure like that. But going by the height of it now, I can afford to take off another inch. Drop that down at the forward an inch. And because as it sits down here, it rocks in this chair, you see. But unless I put another wee bit of cushion under there, you know, to stop the rocking. It's just a pity this is so high up at the side. I'll cut another inch of that there now, and that'll allow it to go down a wee bit so it's near the frame, the far side. And I have a memory foam mattress in there, memory foam topper. I'll cut that off, and that'll bring it pretty close to the height of me, like. She likes her comforts, is all Luna. This is shortening all a bit now, because this was lying in the shed for years, like, and it's warped. And if I cut any shorter, see, there's not much tension on that at the minute. You don't want too short, but it's dangling all over the place. So that, I think that'll do it there now. And so when she lies there at night time, she'll bend a bit flatter now with her weight. And she'll have a wee head towards me. She'll probably cuddle against the door too, because when I put the blanket on this night, I'll put the blanket up against the door. So she'll probably make a wee nest. She likes to make her wee nest too. In the morning she crawls over to me, like. I reckon that'll be the job there now. See what puppy beds I have. I'll try the standard puppy bed. I have a blue puppy bed there. See how that fits. Inside, that's a proper wee double quilted. That's like a duvet inside. That is a proper dog bed there, but I've doubled it over, like. And I've only got a towel here now at the minute, but I'll get a fleece, because you always want to keep the dog bed clean. I'll get a fleece, but put a fleece around it. That wee board, it would look nice if I put a wee bit of black carpet on it. So I might get black carpet sometime, put it in them backboards and put it in them, because it like take the rough edge off. The thing is now, Luna, go over. Luna, I'm on over here, wee minute now, Pet. I'm on over your wee bed. That's okay, no, I'm not going to fall. It's not going to fall. I'd rattle. That's a girl. Now, see, like, can you imagine now at night time, Luna? Can you imagine? A wee bit of imagination. Can you imagine sleeping there at night, could you? You'd want a wee pillow, wouldn't you? If you had a wee pillow, that's more, you can understand it better. You know, wee pillow at the back, but well, get there, wee pillow at the back. Oh, she likes a wee pillow at the back, no, so she does. But there's that wee bit of movement when the plywood first goes down, so I have to get over the shock of that. So I get used to it, you know. Aye. And then I end up her head over here. The car's going down home at the minute. I didn't turn that wee light off earlier. I have the other cushions in the caravan, so the pillows and all. So we need to get that stuff for this car to stay in the car. What do you reckon, honey? You going to lie down? I reckon that'll do the job there. That'll do the job. See, once we get a proper wee fleece, look at that there now, look. Aye. I reckon you'll be alright there, you know. Look, there's piles of room now, look, there's piles of room. So I'll be sleeping like this here now in the car. The blinds will be up. And look, plenty of room, plenty of room. And if I want, I can pull the wee extension out. To put, if I spread my leg out. You know, I can put my arm out here, you see. And I can pull out this extension here. And my legs in the way. Pull that extension out there. Still room for the toilet and all over there. Look at that there now, look. Look at that. Hey. I need to put a wee shelf there to hold the tablet, 10-inch tablet too. That's another wee thing. So I can watch it. That back board sits at a slight angle. So I need to make a wee thing to hold the tablet nice and level. And a wee speaker beside it. This car is actually bigger inside than a dome tent would be. But the only thing with a dome tent, most people who have dome tents are travelling in cars and then they keep all the crap in the car while they're in the tent. Well, I have to keep everything in here. I think she's let you enjoy it alright. What do you see? You see the first day we go for a walk or go camping on this? I can see her now. So we had been lying down here. Aye. There's a slight movement when she puts her body on it. Slight movement, not much of a movement. She don't look too happy. Don't look too happy. If I ignore her now, she'll go to sleep. Well, look at that, look. The air brakes is going. She loves it. She loves it. Look, she's about to fall asleep. I think that's got approved. Luna is going to love car camping.